going on, everybody? The Iceman here on the Iceman's Wrestling Extreme Facebook page and also on the Iceman V2013 YouTube channel. As I stated, I was going to talk a little bit about SummerSlam after the fact. I needed time to digest. And, you know, I'm a critic. And I'm a very tough critic as well. The opening match with Becky and Natalya for the Raw Women's title, it was a good match, to say the least. I was surprised it opened up the show, but maybe because it was SummerSlam, they wanted to get the fans into it. In any event, they both gave it their all. Natalya still has it, but in the end, Becky defeats her. So I was okay with this match. Then we, I'm not going to go in order because, being old, I can't remember everything in order. But anyway, Goldberg and Dolph Ziggler, a match which truly I didn't understand the reason for it, except for the fact Goldberg wanted to redeem himself because of his match against The Undertaker, how he botched it up. This was, I give a lot of credit for Dolph Ziggler going in there right away, giving a super kick to Goldberg, and then Goldberg coming back with the spear and the jackhammer, and then leaving after he wins, and then Ziggler calls him out 2 more times and telling him basically this is all you got. Goldberg comes back and spears him again, total of 3 times. So I guess it was for Goldberg to redeem himself. So I guess that, in essence, that was okay. Bayley, SmackDown Women's Champ, Ember Moon, a good competitor. There was no way Bayley was going to lose this match. I thought the match was okay, but I was critical on the fact that Bayley gets a lot of recognition sometimes where I don't think she should. Ember Moon was a good competitor against her, but going in, it was predictable. Just much like Becky, Goldberg, and Bayley was predictable. Ricochet and AJ Styles, a match which was good. A lot of good things went on in this match. Again, this was one of those matches I thought AJ should have lost because he does not need this title. He doesn't need the title. WWE just seems to go on with the same people and continue to push the same people. Again, like I said, it was a good match, but AJ ends up defeating Ricochet, retaining the U.S. belt, and the OC comes in and gets AJ to do a little more damage. So, let's go to Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor. Everybody loves the gimmick of Bray Wyatt now. The Firefly Funhouse, the Fiend. Okay, I get it, but unless the WWE utilizes the popularity of Bray Wyatt, where does it go? He remains the same guy he was with the Wyatt family. This is my issue there. So we'll just have to wait and see what develops with that, obviously. Trish Stratus and Charlotte Flair. Phenomenal match. That was one of the better matches in my eyes of the night. Trish still has it. They went back and forth for a good period of time. I really enjoyed that match. But also it was predictable. Trish, being from Canada, there was no way she was going to win against Charlotte Flair because Charlotte very rarely loses anyway. So, but it in my eyes, it was, a pretty good match. I was a little disappointed Roman Reigns was not wrestling on the card. Sort of bothered me a little bit because he was the guy that WWE was pushing to replace John Cena. And instead they changed that up, which it sort of bothered me a little bit. Universal title, Seth Rollins going against champion Brock Lesnar. After all the other matches were done, and nobody had changed belts, I knew Lesnar was going to lose. I just knew. And the problem with Brock and Seth is either Brock destroys Seth or Seth gets curb stomps to win. And this is how it's been every time Seth has beaten Brock Lesnar. So it was no surprise to me that he was going to curb stomp Brock Lesnar into the mat as many times as he could. It was a good match. I really enjoyed it. But overall, the pay-per-view just sort of, it didn't have the feeling of a SummerSlam pay-per-view. It really didn't. I really don't know what else to say about it. I mean, with Kofi and Randy Orton, Kofi defending his title against Orton, it was a good match. It could have ended a lot better than a double countout. Fans hated that, and I get that. This is SummerSlam, but it didn't work out that way. So, I mean, if I had to rate it out of a 10, I'd give it a 6. My best matches, I have like 3, really. Ricochet and AJ, Trish and Charlotte, and Seth and Brock. But it is what it is. Now, what happens now? What's going to happen next? Who does Seth got for our opponent next? Because Brock is, and the thing is, Brock winning, he's not going to be on a weekly basis anyway. So it made sense. But why did they have Brock get the briefcase, cash in, beat Seth, and then lose it right away? To me, it doesn't make any sense. WWE is whining and crying about their viewers. This is why. You haven't changed anything. You really, really haven't changed anything. Same old guys keep on winning. Hopefully, starting this week, as of last night, and I'll get into that in a video on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel later on about the return of Sasha Banks, which had to be a big, big boost for ratings for Monday Night Raw. But overall, 6 out of 10 for SummerSlam. Vince, you can do better. You did have a segment with Rowan, Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns, and you pulled it. And that's why the show ended around 10:30ish Eastern Standard Time. This is the Iceman. Sorry if I'm too tough of a critic, but that's how I felt. Peace out.